How does this moment feel to you right now?
I don't know. I can't just think about anything than my son Kobe, you know. I only take this fight because of him. I wanted to fight for him one more time. And I'm done. So I don't know. I hope they can remember his name, because without Kobe, we wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't have fight. But thank you everyone for coming.
I think the Stipe fight will be plenty for me. I feel like I don't really have much to prove after beating Stipe Miocic. I've been in the game for a long time, and fighter years, I'm an old guy. I've been training for a long time, been in the game for a long time, and got some small injuries, and I just really want to be around. I want to be around for my family. I want to be around for my kids. I want to be able to play with my kids and have a good head on my shoulders and joints that work. And so, yeah, I can see it coming to an end really soon, and I'm happy with that. I'm really proud of my career. I do believe a Francis Ngannou fight would be worth entertaining, not retiring. I think a Francis fight would come with some serious revenue, and that would make it worth my while. Francis is a former champion. He's pretty damn popular here in America, and it would bring in a lot of money.
Following Francis Ngannou's impressive victory over Renan Ferreira, the MMA world was buzzing when Ngannou called out UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones for a potential fight. The possibility of a showdown between these two powerhouse fighters has been a long-standing topic of conversation, and now Ngannou has reignited the anticipation. In response to the challenge, Jon Jones, known for his sharp wit and confidence, addressed Ngannou's call-out. With both fighters at the peak of their careers, Jones' reaction has only fueled excitement for what could be one of the most highly anticipated matchups in heavyweight history.
Of the evening, it comes to a halt officially 3 minutes 32 seconds into round number 1. He is the winner by knockout, and now the new PFL Super Fights heavyweight world champion, Francis the Predator Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira are two powerful figures in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, each known for their striking abilities and remarkable presence in the heavyweight division. Though they come from different backgrounds and career trajectories, a hypothetical fight between the two would undoubtedly capture the attention of the MMA community due to their incredible physicality, knockout power, and the intriguing matchup of styles. While Francis Ngannou has established himself as one of the most feared heavyweight champions in UFC history, Renan Ferreira is an emerging force in the Professional Fighters League, PFL, showcasing his own devastating skills. To explore what a fight between these two titans might look like, it's essential to understand their journeys, attributes, and why such a contest would be compelling.
Let's go.
Anywhere to fight now, bro. No problem. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You're gonna face a real champion.
Yeah.
Alright. Face forward. Face forward. Good. Good.
Francis Ngannou's story is the epitome of a rags-to-riches narrative in the world of MMA. Born and raised in Cameroon, Ngannou faced numerous hardships growing up, including poverty and a lack of opportunities. He began working at a young age in a sand quarry, dreaming of a better future. Eventually, Ngannou left Cameroon to pursue his dream of becoming a professional fighter, making a perilous journey to Europe, where he eventually settled in France. Ngannou's entry into MMA came relatively late compared to other fighters, but his natural athleticism, combined with his work ethic, allowed him to rise through the ranks quickly. He joined the UFC in 2015, and it didn't take long for him to capture the public's attention. Ngannou's knockout power was immediately evident as he racked up a series of violent finishes against established UFC heavyweights. His brutal knockouts of Alistair Overeem, Andrei Arlovski, and Curtis Blades, among others, earned him the nickname the Predator.
Respect. But we got fight to happen. We're over here. Over there.
You know what? No
You know I want all this. You know I want all this. With the 1-2 kick, listen, I need to respect for that, but I want that too. You know that. I've always been here. Today I started this. And I'm going to die. Anyway, we'll see. We could have solved, but you left. Oh no, you sit back for 3 years. I had to get to a good enough size to kick your ass. That took you 3 years. 3 years is long that happens. I will always be down for fight you, but not the best. But I want you. I want to kick your ass.
After suffering a setback in a title fight against Stipe Miocic in 2018, Ngannou took time to refine his skills and work on the weaknesses that had been exposed. He made a stunning comeback, knocking out some of the division's toughest opponents in the first round and earning another shot at the heavyweight title. In 2021, Ngannou got his redemption, knocking out Miocic in the second round to become the UFC heavyweight champion. With his incredible physical strength, punching power, and growing tactical awareness, Ngannou has been a dominant force, feared by nearly every fighter in the division. Renan Ferreira, though not as globally recognized as Ngannou, has been making significant waves in the Professional Fighters League, PFL, with his own brand of ferocity. A Brazilian native, Ferreira entered the MMA scene with an extensive background in martial arts, having trained in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. His 6'8" frame makes him an intimidating presence in the heavyweight division, and like Ngannou, Ferreira possesses a frightening combination of size, power, and athleticism. Ferreira's career in the PFL has been marked by his aggressive fighting style and ability to finish fights quickly. He has earned several knockout victories, displaying both striking accuracy and raw strength that make him a difficult opponent for any heavyweight. Ferreira has also shown an ability to fight through adversity, making him a tough competitor who can adapt and survive in difficult situations. While Ferreira has not yet reached the same level of fame as some of his UFC counterparts, his performances in the PFL have made it clear that he is a rising star with the potential to challenge the best heavyweights in the world.
I don't think John is trying to take something from me. I think John is just part of the system that I stood up against, and that at some point was trying to stand on my way until they are not in my way anymore. I don't listen too much. I just focus on doing what I do. Everybody does what he does. I do what I do.
Do you feel like you need to fight John Jones before your fighting career is over with?
I don't feel like I need. I feel like I want. I want. It's not a need. I want. If I put us in the octagon, then you will find out.
A hypothetical fight between Francis Ngannou and Renan Ferreira would be a clash of two physically imposing heavyweights with knockout power in their hands. The most exciting aspect of this matchup would be the anticipation of how these two fighters' styles would interact. Both men are known for their aggressive striking, and each has the potential to end a fight with a single punch. However, their differences in experience and tactical approach would make for an intriguing dynamic.
You know, they've been telling me that I'm tough to the point that I get to believe that I'm tough. And then I recently just find out that I wasn't tough. I wasn't that tough, you know. Like, life can let you take an advance and think you're running away, and then it hits you really bad, like from the front. And then
Ngannou's experience at the highest level of competition gives him an edge in terms of both mental and technical preparation. He has faced some of the most skilled heavyweights in the world, gaining invaluable insight into high-stakes fights. Additionally, Ngannou's devastating power and newfound patience in the octagon allow him to wait for the perfect moment to unleash his finishing blows, something he has honed over the course of his UFC career. His evolution as a fighter, particularly his ability to remain calm and composed under pressure, would likely be a critical factor in a fight against Ferreira. Ferreira, on the other hand, brings his own set of tools to the table. His towering height and reach advantage would give him a potential edge in striking exchanges, particularly if he could keep Ngannou at bay with long-range attacks. Ferreira's Brazilian jiu-jitsu background also means that he is dangerous on the ground, which could add another dimension to the fight if he were able to take it there. While Ferreira has yet to face an opponent of Ngannou's caliber, his performances in the PFL suggest that he has the skills and toughness to compete at a high level. Without delving into the specifics of how the fight unfolded, it is clear that Francis Ngannou emerged victorious in this hypothetical contest. The win further cements Ngannou's status as one of the most dangerous heavyweights in the history of MMA. His combination of raw power, improved technical skills, and the experience gained from fighting the best in the world likely gave him the edge in this matchup against Ferreira.
You have to remember who the real king is. The best heavyweight in the world. I'm the best heavyweight in the world. And I don't care what they say out there. Hey, man.
For Ferreira, a fight against Ngannou would have been a significant step up in competition, providing him with valuable experience and exposure on the global stage. Even in defeat, Ferreira would gain respect for stepping into the cage with one of the most feared men in combat sports and showing his toughness and heart. This fight, while ending in Ngannou's favor, could still serve as a learning experience for Ferreira, who has the potential to continue rising in the heavyweight ranks. Francis Ngannou's victory over Renan Ferreira would be another highlight in an already storied career. Having faced and defeated a variety of dangerous opponents, Ngannou's legacy as one of the greatest heavyweights would continue to grow, solidifying his place in the sport's history. The win would also open up more opportunities for Ngannou, whether in MMA or in his new pursuits in boxing, where his star power continues to rise. For Renan Ferreira, this fight would be a pivotal moment in his career. Despite the loss, facing someone of Ngannou's caliber would push Ferreira to improve his game and potentially reach new heights in his own career. As a young and hungry fighter, Ferreira's future remains bright, and a fight against Ngannou would only add to his experience as he continues to develop into a top contender.
It was pretty hard, you know. He was hard at any moment from the beginning to the end, but I think it's one of those things that you kind of like ask yourself, is this gonna ever be over? And you think he might never be over. You just might as well learn how to roll with it, to live with it, because in certain case I would have taken time, you know, to grieve. But how long would that take? I don't think there's enough time for me to do that.
Jon Jones, the reigning UFC heavyweight champion and one of the most accomplished fighters in mixed martial arts history, had a lot to say after watching Francis Ngannou's impressive victory over Renan Ferreira. As a dominant figure in the heavyweight division, Jones has long been linked to Ngannou, with many fans and analysts hoping for a blockbuster showdown between the two. While Jones is currently preparing for what he has indicated might be his final fight against Stipe Miocic, his interest in Ngannou's performance was evident. After watching Ngannou's fight against Ferreira, Jones took to social media to offer his thoughts, which ranged from praise for Ngannou's skills to a subtle reminder of his own dominance. On the night of the fight, Jones was clearly watching closely, and he didn't hesitate to acknowledge Ngannou's performance. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, Jones shared his thoughts with his nearly 3 million followers, and instead of engaging in the usual trash talk that often characterizes pre-fight hype, Jones began with a tone of respect and admiration. "What an amazing job Francis did tonight," Jones wrote, praising Ngannou for showcasing a well-rounded MMA skill set. He went on to highlight the different aspects of Ngannou's game, particularly the versatility he demonstrated in his striking and grappling. Displayed a complete MMA game. Great kicks, great takedowns. This acknowledgement is significant, as it reflects Jones's recognition of Ngannou's evolution as a fighter. While Ngannou initially gained fame for his one-punch knockout power, his fight against Ferreira demonstrated that he had become much more than just a brawler. Ngannou's ability to execute takedowns, control the grappling exchanges, and employ a diverse striking arsenal stood out. And Jones, as a master of technique and strategy, couldn't help but appreciate the growth in Ngannou's game. The respect between the two fighters, at least at this moment, was mutual. Jones' comment, "It feels good to see him shine. Wow, congratulations, champ. I see you," further emphasized the respect he has for Ngannou's achievements. Despite the tension and rivalry that has brewed between them, Jones recognized that Ngannou's performance was a milestone for the former UFC heavyweight champion, especially given the time he had spent away from MMA to focus on boxing. For Jones, it was a moment to salute a fellow fighter who had overcome challenges and put on an impressive display in the octagon.
The MMA world is pretty aware of something tonight. Francis Ngannou is in that building, and you are going to be in the building as well.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on potentially crossing paths with one Francis Ngannou?
I've met Francis before. He's a sweetheart of a guy. Outside of the fight game, he's a pretty respectful guy. I could be really respectful as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing the brother, giving him some knuckles. If we're not fighting, there's no reason to have a bunch of beef, especially when we see each other in person. It's cool to talk trash and keep the fans excited and stuff like that, but if there's no fight contract, then we're bros at the end of the day.
However, the respect Jones showed for Ngannou didn't last long before he issued a reminder of his own status as the UFC heavyweight champion. The anticipation of a fight between Jones and Ngannou has been building for years, with fans eager to see two of the most dangerous heavyweights in MMA square off. After Ngannou's win, some fans began speculating that Ngannou's newfound skills would make him the favorite in a potential bout with Jones. One fan even suggested that Ngannou would smoke Jones, a claim that did not go unnoticed by the UFC champion. Jones responded to the fan with a subtle yet confident warning. "Sure, everyone beats me up until they're in there with me." This statement encapsulates the essence of what makes Jon Jones such a formidable fighter: his self-assurance and his ability to rise to the occasion when the stakes are highest. Throughout his career, Jones has faced numerous challenges from elite fighters who were believed to have the tools to defeat him, yet time and time again, he has emerged victorious. His message was clear. While Ngannou may look unbeatable from the outside, stepping into the octagon with Jones is a different story. This response also serves as a psychological reminder of Jones's dominance. Despite Ngannou's impressive performance and his undeniable power, Jones has consistently proven that he has the mental and tactical edge to dismantle even the most dangerous opponents. He has defeated former champions, strikers, wrestlers, and submission specialists, and in each case, Jones has adapted his game to find a way to win. His comment, while brief, was a way of asserting that no matter how good Ngannou looks, Jones believes he will have the upper hand when it comes to fight night. The rivalry between Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou has been one of the most talked about potential matchups in MMA over the past few years. After Ngannou became UFC heavyweight champion in 2021, discussions about a fight with Jones intensified. Many believed that Ngannou's terrifying knockout power would present the toughest challenge of Jones's career, while others argued that Jones's fight IQ and well-rounded skill set would allow him to neutralize Ngannou's strengths. The two fighters even faced off in person at an event in Atlanta last year, adding fuel to the fire of a potential showdown. Ngannou, however, soon parted ways with the UFC due to contract disputes, choosing to explore other opportunities, including his highly publicized boxing debut against Tyson Fury. Despite leaving the UFC, Ngannou has maintained that he would be open to a fight with Jones, and fans have continued to clamor for the crossover bout.
Oh, yeah, baby. Y'all want to see me beat up Stipe? One thing I know about the UFC is we give the fans what they want to see. Stipe Miocic, I hope you're training, my guy. You're the greatest heavyweight of all time, and that's what I want. I want you real bad.
Jones, meanwhile, reclaimed his position as the UFC heavyweight champion earlier this year when he defeated Cyril Gane in a dominant performance. Now with a fight against Stipe Miocic set for Madison Square Garden, Jones is focused on what he has indicated might be his final fight. However, the allure of a mega fight against Ngannou continues to linger, especially given the financial and promotional opportunities such a fight would generate. While Jones is preparing for his fight against Miocic, many fans still wonder if the dream fight between him and Ngannou will ever materialize. Ngannou's victory over Renan Ferreira only reignited those discussions, as it demonstrated that Ngannou remains a top-tier fighter with the ability to compete at the highest levels of MMA. With both fighters near the pinnacle of their careers, the timing for a crossover fight between Ngannou and Jones could not be better.
A bright future. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him he has a very bright future.
Você tem futuro brilhante.
Obrigado. If he become champion of this organization, it wouldn't be much of a surprise.
Ele acha que você vai se tornar campeão dessa organização.
All the best. You fought well.
For Jones, a fight against Ngannou would represent one of the biggest challenges of his career. While Jones has defeated an array of elite opponents, Ngannou's power and size present unique threats that could push Jones to his limits. Conversely, For Ngannou, a fight with Jones would offer the opportunity to prove that he is the true king of the heavyweight division, regardless of promotional boundaries. The primary hurdle remains the logistics of making the fight happen. Ngannou's departure from the UFC has complicated matters, as he's now focused on both boxing and his MMA career in other organizations. A promotional crossover between the UFC and PFL, where Ngannou currently competes, would be unprecedented, but given the demand for the fight, it's not impossible.
Yes, sir. God bless, Princess. Thank you. You too. Johnny boy. You need to go back to Italy. We're gonna catch you. We're gonna catch you.
Jon Jones's response to Francis Ngannou's victory over Renan Ferreira showcased both respect and the fierce confidence that has defined his legendary career. While Jones acknowledged Ngannou's impressive performance, he was quick to remind fans and Ngannou alike that he remains the man to beat in the heavyweight division. As both fighters continue to dominate their respective careers, the anticipation for a potential Jones versus Ngannou showdown only grows stronger. Whether or not the fight ever happens, Jones' response made it clear that he welcomes the challenge. As he prepares for what could be his final fight against Stipe Miocic, the prospect of Jones versus Ngannou remains one of the most tantalizing possibilities in combat sports, and fans will continue to dream of the day these two titans finally step into the cage together. Don't forget to subscribe and click the video on the screen for more UFC news.